Only watch this video if you haven't been able to solve the exercise yourself, because by watching the video, you're not going to learn how to use Excel. You learn Excel by actually doing it in Excel yourself. Good. Let's start with Xlookup. So we're going to use this formula Xlookup. Only by writing XL, I see Xlookup appears. If you then hit tab, the whole formula appears. Now Excel is starting to talk to us. You see here lookup value appears in bold. So Excel is asking, what are you looking for? And I'm going to answer, I'm looking for 6321723. That's my answer, comma. The lookup array is, now Excel is asking, where do you think I can find this value you want me to look for? Well, it's the employee ID, so I'm gonna be able to find it over here in this column. Okay, that's my answer to Excel. Next, Excel asks, great, if I found that number you want me to look for, what do you want me to tell you? And what we want to know here is the country. So that's a return array. So we select the array where the answers can be found, where the countries can be found in this case. And then we hit enter, and that's it. Okay, let's speed it up now. The wage of employee with this ID, so I write XL, tab. The lookup value is already written over here. So that's the ID which can be found here. And we are looking for the wage. So this is the return array, the wage column. So again, we're looking for this number in cell L16. Where can we find that number? Well, in the ID column, in column A. And if it finds that value, we want to show what's on the same row, but in column F. Now we want to know what Donna's wage is. So we're going to look for Donna. Xlookup, tab. I'm going to write Donna between quotation marks, of course, because it's text. Where can we find Donna? Well, probably in the name column. Okay, if Excel finds Donna, then what does it have to show? It has to show the wage. So that's a return array. You can follow this over here. The argument where you're working on always appears in bold. You see now we're working on the return array. That's it. We want to know what Betty's size is. So we're gonna look for Betty, Xlookup, tab. Betty is what we're looking for. We can find her in the name column. And the size can be found in column C. Enter. Okay. Now let's practice some other formulas. The total wage of people with size medium. So here we have to sum the wages who have size medium. So that's a sum if. Yeah, we're not counting. So it's a sum if. The range where we can find the size is in the size column, of course. Yeah, column C. The criteria was written over here in a separate cell, medium. And the sum range is the wage column. There you go. How many French wear extra large? So now it's related to this column country and to this column size. There's no numbers involved, so we cannot sum. The only thing we can do here is count. So it's a count if. Count if. And actually it's a count ifs because there are two criteria. So the first, let's pick as the first criteria range the country. The criterion is France. Yeah, the second criteria range is the size column. And the second criterion is written over here, extra large. Okay, again, always look at what's highlighted in bold here. The total wage of Australians with size small. So here again, we have to sum wages. So it's probably a sum if, but there are two criteria. They have to be from Australia and the size has to be small. So some ifs. Let's read what Excel wants from us. First, it asks, where are the numbers you want to sum? Well, they're over here in the wage. Then it asks, what's the criteria range? Let's start with the countries. Then it asks, what's your criterion? The criteria is Australia. Here I see Australia. Good. The second criterion range is the size. So I'm going to select that by holding Shift and Control, and then the arrow down. And the criteria is the size small. There you go. Now we have to apply conditional formatting to the column F, and we want to show green data bar. So we select the whole column, and then let's see, here's the data bars, and here are the green data bars. We have the option between these two. Let's pick this one. Looks a bit more fancy. Finland was misspelled. Oh, yeah, I see it over here. So let's replace all the words Finland by Finland with one N. So I'm going to do Control H. I'm going to write find Finland, replace by Finland with one N, and then replace all. Okay, this looks better. And you see it over here, and also over here. The last one, we have to make a drop-down list where we select the continent from each country. So let's do that by selecting all the cells where we want the drop-down list to appear. Then we go to Data. In the Data tab, we click on Data Validation. And here we're going to say we want to see a list. Okay. And then Excel asks us, great, but where's the source of your list? And then we're going to say over here, these are the values that I want to see when I open the drop-down list. And then we click OK. You see, and then for every cell, you can choose what continent they're from.